Hi friends, my name is Anastasia and welcome to the German Draw Art School. In this lesson, we are going to paint a vibrant sketch with good vibes, heart in headphones. This is a demo lesson and you will get acquainted with my vibrant watercolor sketching style and you will see my teaching technique as well. If you want to see a full version of this lesson and many other lessons as well, join my Patreon. The link is in the description. Now let's draw the lines to show the shape of the heart. So I'm making two lines, two dots, and here we are making two halves of the heart. So we have one side and the second one as well. Here on the left and the right, we're making two small rectangles, and then we are making the semi-oval line here at the top, just connecting them together. And then let's draw additional line here inside to show the thickness. And I'm making a wavy, maybe even curly line here inside to show the soft part of the top area. Okay, and before making the outline with your liner or with your ballpoint pen, just make sure it is waterproof. And if it is not waterproof, then make the outline after the watercolor step. Let's make the details here inside. And again, we are making the soft part closer to the heart. Simple line here to show the plastic or metal part of the headphones. And inside it, of course, we need to show the folds, and that is why I'm making additional lines on each wave or on each part of the wave here to show the folds. So here where we have the wires, we need to show the connection of the wires to the headphones and then just make the outline of it using the double line. And then we will do the outline of the heart using the same smooth line. Yeah, great. So finally the outline is done, and let's take the eraser. I'm using this one. It is the kneadable eraser, and you can use any eraser that you have at home. Just use it carefully. And now let's erase all the pencil. We are on the watercolor step and we need to prepare our palette. So I'm adding water on it, and also don't forget about adding several drops of water on your colors. We are making the first layer using the light pink color, and as you can see, we can go out of the contours and make this first layer super loose. And we are adding the brighter red color or pink color, so actually it is totally up to you what color of the heart you are going to make here. And you can use pink, red, maybe violet, purple, why not? And here at the top, I'm making blurring using the same color. I'm just adding the color for a beautiful background. And I will take the brighter color, I mean the color straight from the pan, and I'm adding this color on my heart. So the heart, you can see, is still wet. By the way, we can also take the second color. I'm taking the red one. It is the cadmium red color. I'm mixing them both on my palette, and the color is really bright. It is not very diluted with water, and I'm adding it on the left and on the right. Now I'm cleaning my brush and I want to make some splatters, so I'm taking the next color. It is the purple. I'm using the dioxazine purple color, diluting it with water and just making the splatters all over the sketch. You can see that the splatters, they are dark. Now I'm making some of the darker purple spots lighter, so just taking off the excess of the color, and that's it. So I will leave everything that way. Now I'm taking off the color here that I have at the bottom part of the heart. I'm slightly pressing down and using the brush, so I'm cleaning my brush each time. You can see I'm wiping it with a napkin and making the top and bottom part lighter. And now I will take again the mix of the red plus pink, and I will make some additional lines here just to make the lighter areas more defined. Okay, so now let's move on, and I'm taking the blue color that is called cerulean blue and mix it slightly with purple to get the middle color. And the color is not very dark, so I dilute it with water on my palette. And I'm coloring the plastic part of the headphones. Now I'm taking the darker blue color that is called ultramarine, and I'm mixing it slightly with the red or with the pink, so it doesn't matter. And I'm adding this color in some areas of the headphone details, just to show that in some areas where details are connected one with each other, they have shadows. And for the gold color, the ochre is perfect, so let's use it. Now let's use any dark color that you have, for example, gray color, for the darker areas. And if you don't have gray color, you can mix it using ultramarine color plus any brown in equal proportions, like 50% ultramarine and 50% of the brown, and you will get the gray. So now I'm using it, the gray color, for the soft part inside the headphones. So I'm using the smaller brush for small details here and adding the lines, just making all the shadows. Okay, so now we're making the soft part here closer to the heart, and I'm using the smaller brush and light gray and small strokes for the texture. So I'm adding the gray color, by the way, on the wires and on the connection of the wires to the headphones. And also we can make additional second layer for the texture. I'm making short, small strokes here. Great, and now let's add splatters, but smaller ones. I'm taking the pink color and smaller brush, diluting the color with water and just tapping on my brush with finger to get the super beautiful smaller splatters. By the way, I also want to add the darker color on the metal part, so I mix the ochre color with pink and blue that I have on my palette. You can also mix it slightly with the brown to get the dark golden parts. And I'm adding several smaller strokes inside the golden parts. And we are starting with a mix of red plus pink. We will do the darker areas here closer to the headphones. So we're making the lines and strokes, and the first layer is completely dry, by the way. Then we are blurring the color. We need to make the beautiful transition to the previous pink and the red here, just like this, using the wet brush. And also I'm adding the darker color here in the middle area. And you can see that the top highlight is still there. I'm not coloring it. Then again, I'm blurring slightly with water and making some areas lighter. Then we are moving on to the right side, and just the same thing, we are adding the brighter color, and closer to the headphones we are making the color darker. So the purple is dark, and we can just mix it slightly with the pink to get the violet. And I'm adding the color, and you can see that the color is spreading here just because the second layer is still wet, and we need to create this transition to the pink here, and the transition should be really soft. So I'm spreading the color super gently, making the shadow. Great, so now let's add several additional strokes of the mix of purple plus pink here at the top, and also in the middle area of the heart. Okay, so the watercolor step is done. So now my sketch is completely dry and we can do some highlights. Let's start with the white acrylic marker, and we can do some details lighter. So we have the lighter inner part here, and we are making the lines here, like the lighter contour inside. And also I'm showing that the plastic or metallic parts that we have here, they are slightly shiny and that they have a lot of highlights as well. We will do the same on the metallic parts, on the golden metallic parts. Okay, great, so I'm making the last line here, and now we need to show the highlights on the heart. So we have already some lighter areas and we need to highlight them, we need to enhance them. That is why let's make the lines here. So I'm making the line and slightly touching the paper erasing the white pigment, taking off the white pigment from the paper. So now we'll take the black liner and let's do additional darker outline in some areas, just making all the textures more visible by adding dots, small lines, small dashes here, and also making the folds also darker. And we can do the darker lines here where the heart connects to the headphones, also in the middle area. And I'm making additional darker lines on the top part of the headphones. Our sketch is ready. I hope you enjoyed the process and feel inspired to create more. The full version of this lesson is available on my Patreon. The link is in the description. See you in my next lessons.